What's up, YouTube? My name is Carlos. I am now a certified NASM personal trainer, and if you're watching this video, I assume you're either about to take your NASM exam or you're thinking about purchasing the package, and which one will probably fit you the best. Now, it took me two tries to pass this exam, so do not worry if you do not get it done the first time. It is 120 questions, as you may know. You need a 70 to pass, so that is a little intimidating. But through this video, I'm just going to give you an overview of everything and hopefully give you some tips to help you pass your exam on your first try. Now, when you first get the package, you're most likely going to get a textbook, probably going to get this one, Personal Fitness Training. And it's a great book. It covers everything that you'll need on the exam. Now, if you get one of the packages that breaks everything down and pretty much structures it in a way it's like a classroom setting, it's a great tool because it'll give you PowerPoint slides, it'll give you basic information and videos as well. Now, what I suggest is make sure that you save these PowerPoint slides, whether it be on your computer or like I did on my iPad. I had everything saved and grouped together by chapters, so that way when you're reviewing either for the quizzes, if you choose to get that package, or for the overall test, you'll know where everything is and you'll have a great source of information that will help you pass your exam. Now, one of the hardest parts of this exam is definitely the assessments, whether it's the squat assessment, the upper cross syndrome, lower cross syndrome, those type of assessments. You do have to know which muscles are overactive and underactive, and to me that serves as the most difficult part of the exam. Now, the best advice I can give to help you do great on those parts is basically try to feel it yourself. Now, for like, let's say the squat assessment, try to feel like which muscles are moving or being activated. Let's say turn your feet out and feel what you feel, and that's going to be a great way to help you out if you're more of like a physical learner. If you're someone that can just look at a chart and memorize it, that's great because the charts are all in the book. The charts are even on the PowerPoint slides, they're everywhere. Also, knowing rep ranges and tempos for each stage of the OPT model, that is also something that will be great for you to know. Now, also for the exam, a big thing will be just to try to relax beforehand, because it is very intimidating when you think about, going in here and you really want to be a personal trainer, so, it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And then you have to take a test that's 120 questions. And I know a lot of people aren't that great test takers, but this is one thing where it's going to be a very quiet sit down test. So just be confident in yourself and make sure that like, don't second guess yourself. Just basically, if you know the information, you'll get the questions right. It's all multiple choice, so that also does help as well. As an overview of this whole certification, I would say it's a pretty good one. Personally, I've gone on job interviews and I actually got a personal training job about, let's say, 2 weeks after getting my certification. So it is a very well, like, desired certification. I've had a lot of employers telling me how difficult it is and how it's impressive to have a NASM certification due to how in-depth it is, with structuring, the neurological level, like the biomechanics, exercise physiology of everything. So it is a great certification to have. Um, Throughout, like, now that I'm actually training people, like, you'll see bits and pieces that you'll pull from. Some you may use, some you may not use. It depends pretty much on where you're working. The style of gym that I'm working at, you have 30 minutes to train someone for a free session, and you can't really do assessments or anything, just kind of run them through a workout. But the background knowledge is something that is great for people that have questions, any little things that you can notice on form. I found that I now am very good at breaking down form and seeing where weaknesses are laying. Even if it's just at the gym or while you're at work, you will be able to notice these things a lot better thanks to all the assessments that you have to learn. Overall, I would say that this certification is definitely worth having, or worth trying to pass. Even if let's say you fail the first time, go for it again. If you have the package that gives you a free retake, that is great for this, especially because things happen. And like the first time I failed, I got a 69 out of 70, so that was very disheartening. But that one point did mess with my head a little bit, but I went back in there and I still got it done. The test stays basically the same. Just stay on top of what you need to do. Most of it it is basic like nutrition things, like go for the questions that are easy if that's how you like to take a test, because you will definitely find some that are like 2 seconds, you're in and you're out. But there will be some questions that will challenge you, but it'll challenge you in a good way, and it's something that'll definitely help you as a personal trainer later on. So if I had to rate this exam, I'd probably give it like an 7 or 8 out of 10, just because it focuses on one training structure, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But once you're actually working, like not everyone's gonna want the whole rehabilitation. It's just gonna want to jump into like something like hypertrophy or power. Like it's gonna depend on where your clients are gonna lay, and it doesn't really like fully cover those type of situations. At least I didn't feel like it did. But it's definitely a great background knowledge to have. It'll definitely help you out. It'll help you with a lot of different people and a lot of different situations that you will run into. So the test is definitely worth having. I mean, the certification is definitely worth having. So be sure that you work hard, you get after it. And if you're hesitant about buying it, I would go for it. Just make sure you have the money. If you're someone that can learn just off the book, like don't bother spending, the $1,000 I think it is for all the other stuff. If you can just read the textbook and you can learn that way yourself, like make your own index cards, outlines, all this other stuff, that is great. You don't need to get the crazy package. You just need to buy the exam and the textbook. Even you can find probably the textbook somewhere online. At least I've seen it. So, there's definitely a lot of ways to pass this exam. If you're like me, like I used all the PowerPoints, I used everything. I went through hours and hours of studying. That's just how I learn. But it's worth the hard work, and it'll definitely help you get closer towards your goals. Hope this video helped you guys out and it was pretty informative. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.